Jo and the Munchkin are the affectionate names we've given to Jo and Max.
They met when they were around 7 months old and they've been best friends ever since.
We've chosen to live on a boat travelling the Caribbean.
And we're going to record our eventful journey from their perspectives.
My name is Pete.
And my name is Alex. Hounds Ahoy, Episode 1. They grew up in a small village in England called Cross. They instantly became great friends and enjoyed nothing better than a long walk. Nothing is more exciting for these two than going on a walk. Any walk, a long walk, a short walk, where there is always a stick to be played with, a rabbit or a squirrel to be chased. I say stick, this was more of a branch, which there would be a game of tug of war over, often with other dogs as well. Friends such as Jess, Smiley, Holly and Sparky would often join in when they were all out together.
One of the things with Jojo is that everything is his. Whether it's a stick or a rubber chew toy or his fish, which you'll see in later episodes, everything is Jo's. Other people get to play with them, but everything belongs to Jo. In the warmer weather, they would go swimming in one of the lakes close to the house. Jo hadn't swum before he met Max, but he soon learned, and now he's never out of it.
When we put our living on a boat in the Caribbean dream into action, it was always in the plan that our faithful companions would come with us. Life without them is just unthinkable.
Once the travel, vaccinations and health check arrangements had been made, travel crates needed to be made according to the size of the dogs, and Jo's was absolutely huge. They each had their own crate. Jo's was so large that BA couldn't take him on their routes, so Virgin Atlantic flew them over from Gatwick to Orlando. We picked up our new boat in Daytona Beach, Florida, arriving on the 4th of December 2019. Jo and Max joined us the next day, and as you can imagine, after their long travels, they were very pleased to see us. Adjusting to life in this new home on the water took a lot of getting used to for all four of us, getting on and off for a start as there was a slight gap between the boat, which was moving, versus the dock.
Christmas was rather different from normal, a lot warmer for a start.
We were determined to have a tree and some decorations, and we enjoyed a pile of presents that family and friends had insisted we take with us. One evening while we were in Daytona, it was quite fun to actually step outside and see this parade of Christmas-themed boats, wasn't it?
Yeah, they looked amazing, really pretty.
So much work had gone into them. And they just came past the marina on the ICW, and there were probably, 12 or 15 boats in total?
Oh, if not more, yeah, loads. And there's a tired boy.
It's where Jo spends most of his days, to be fair.
Our first trip took place around 10 days after we had arrived. We left Daytona early in the morning and headed south for Titusville.
This on the Intracoastal Waterway, otherwise known as the ICW. It's a man-made route that parallels the coastline all the way down to Miami. It keeps you just far enough inland from the ocean to make things comfortable.
Even with marker posts and the high-tech navigation system, you can still hit problems. In several places, our propellers have managed to churn up the sand at the bottom, as it's not very deep in places.
Just before arriving in Titusville, we had the first technical issue, of many. We'd blown a gasket on the oil cooling system for one of the engines. Luckily, next door to the marina was a boatyard with a couple of great mechanics. Within a few days, they diagnosed and repaired the issue. One of the great things about the Titusville marina was it was right next to a dog park, which neither of our dogs had ever seen before. We don't have those kind of things in the UK. You just have regular parks where you really need to keep them on a lead most of the time.
I think Jo had thought all of his Christmases had come at once.
This many dogs, all in one place.
And he had to be in on everything and play with everyone.
I think it's Jo's mission in life to organise everybody and stop any playing that might be going on without his involvement. This was one of the first new friends that Jo managed to make, and it's a dog called Gilligan, owned by Chelsea and Jason.
Oh, this was the first of the launches that we saw, wasn't it? A nighttime one, which was really good.
Yeah, quite amazing. And it was, we were only 12 miles away from the Kennedy Space Center, and the rumble was amazing, wasn't it? Even 12 miles away.
I think this was a SpaceX launch.
Yes, I think you're right. Seeing the space shuttle was amazing, wasn't it?
A real space shuttle. Incredible. Oh, here's the other one. This is the...
This was the NASA one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying Starliner, that's it. This is the Starliner launch. Early morning, 6 a.m. It looks like it's starting to arch and go across or even come back down again, but it isn't. It's just the curvature of the Earth. It's actually going straight up.
But it was amazing that it lost the vapor trails, and then here they all come back. Quite incredible to see.
And next time on Hounds Ahoy...
Max finds a stick.
Oh, I baked some bread.
We get thrown around as we cross over to the Bahamas.
And Max finds a manatee. Oh, and there's lots more tail wagging.